All right. Well, everybody, welcome. Love all the cameras on. It's really good to see you. All right. That way you can participate just right like that, right? You can give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. You can throw a spitball at me, whatever it is that does it for you. Okay. Living the three pillars of distressing your body. There's so much myth out there about distress. And so, what we really want to make sure that we're doing is that we understand exactly what distress does to your body. And we're going to differentiate between different types of distress. But we want to make sure that you are implementing this in your organizations. And I will tell you right now, it is amazing the studies that are coming out regarding what do people want? What do people want? And old school thought is, well, we got to pay them more. We got to pay them more. I got news for you. I don't care how much you are paying somebody today. If they are working in a toxic work environment, you're going to lose them. You're going to lose them. And I'll tell you, it is getting so bad, particularly in the hospital industries of trying to find x-ray techs, nurses, that one of the things that is affecting hospital costs is that we don't deal with our environments. Now, some absolutely do. And there's doctors' offices who do, and there are hospitals who do, but those who don't can't keep them because I can find another job anywhere. And now it's getting so bad that there are a lot of hospitals across the country that are paying $250 an hour for contract nurses. Now picture this, they don't get any benefits, but when you're making $400,000 to $500,000 a year, woohoo, I can buy my own health insurance, okay? So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, and this is a crucial topic. Now, just to make sure, I got our HRCI code here. It will be in the slides that I post, but I wanted to get this out of the way early in case you are looking for HRCI credits. And if you are, there it is for today, 719741. And this will be posted on the website for the rest of the year. All right, that's me. I'm sure you're tired of seeing that slide. Wonderful. Now, I keep getting a lot of emails about, I missed the session. Okay, and understand, we had about 500 and some people sign up for today's session. Well, that means they know that they're going to get the recording. Okay, or that the recording is going to be posted there. There's going to be a recording. Okay, if you go to my website, these recordings are always posted the week after, like clockwork. Okay, sometime that next week. Okay, if you go to my website and you see the top bar there where it says free resources, and if you don't, I put a little red line under it so you can make sure you see it there. That drop down menu will have lunch and learns. And when you hit on that, you'll go to my free lunch and learn page. Well, you see, there's the one from last time, Understanding the Employment Law Uniformity Act and Personal Liability in Ohio. And you'll see the one that we did before that, Drafting Legal and Effective Handbooks and Contracts. And if you page all the way down, you will see a bunch of videos. So it is difficult to carve out an hour regularly. And we always hold these the second Friday of the month. Second Fridays. Will that change? Oh yeah, maybe something will change. Something will come up, all right? But if you page to the bottom, I've got a lot of past ones there. If you are looking at a tolerance and diversity program, you better make sure that it's legal, and there's all kinds of stuff under that. The free brain health podcasts, oh my gosh, I'm getting more hits on that than anything else. And I like that. And there's past free employment law podcasts. So there's more for you to look at than you can imagine. All right. Now, how many Ohio employers have we got here? Or maybe you're based in Ohio. Maybe you have a base here in Ohio. Yep, Ohio here. Yep, Teresa and everybody. Oh, you've already got it down. You can either chat me up like Jen and Teresa and Christina did, or you can give me a thumbs up. Okay, there's Tammy, awfully proud of Ohio, right? Go Bucks. All right. Interestingly, I'm flying to Dallas on Sunday and I'm debating whether or not to take my Ohio State stuff. Maybe not the best thing in the world. Okay, so I might leave that at home and take my Cincinnati Bengals. Everybody loves the Bengals because we're losing these days. Okay, anyway, if you are an Ohio employer, and if you want this program or another type of program for free, Ohio just started a magnificent new program that will probably allow this to happen. Okay, so I will tell you, if you want to help your folks, that's what we're trying to do. And if you want to retain them, that's what we want to do. So yeah, the program is almost too good to be true. You Indiana folks and California folks and everything, I'm sorry, you're living in the wrong state for this type of program. But we do have it here in Ohio, and you can shoot me an email, scott@scottwarwick.com, or give me a call, and I'll explain everything to you and how you can get this program and any of my programs, pretty much any of my programs, for free. All right, now, what are the 3 pillars of de-stressing? I will tell you. I want you to just think of these 3 pillars. Very simple. You gotta take care of your body, which includes your brain. All right, it's kind of sad I would have to mention that, but your brain is an organ in your body. So what's that? That's your mental health. That's your mental health. But you gotta take care of your body and brain foremost. And actually, your body is nothing but a transportation system for your brain. That's all it is. Your body is made like a car. Everything's interconnected, and it is made to carry you around. Well, that's what your brain is. Your body is made to carry your brain. What's the second pillar that we need to pay attention to? Your blood. Your blood. Something can be happening in your blood and you don't even know it. And it will affect your behavior, it will affect your health, and it can kill you. Absolutely. All right, and we're going to talk about that. And finally, where we typically drop the ball and really screw ourselves up big time is bottling. And yes, this is not a stereotype. We know from studies men are particularly bad at this, right? We've got that John Wayne, I'm just going to tough it out, or I'm going to redirect myself. That will kill you. That will kill you. And what does bottling mean? You're bottling everything up. You're not getting all this pain out of your body, all of this distress, all of this abuse. And that we're going to look at big time today. All right, now just a couple of questions. Is the 21st century stressful? What do you think? Anybody have an opinion on that one? Yeah, I love this one because now everybody's laughing. Yeah, it's like, oh, that's a stupid question. I'm really good at dumb questions. Yep, getting lots of agreement here. Absolutely. Actually, how many people, if I watch TV, thanks, Teresa, that was exactly what I was going to ask. How many people you don't even watch the news anymore? Because, yeah, there we go. We're getting all kinds of hands up. Absolutely. Yeah, it is so bad. And I will tell you, I'll ask you a question. Is a cell phone a good thing? Yeah, I stopped watching the news about 8 years ago. Yes, very stressful. Teresa's telling me yes and no. Absolutely. It's like a car. A car is a very good thing. But what if you can't control it? Oh, we got a problem, don't we, friends? Okay, same thing with a cell phone. I am finishing up a book. I go through about 2 books a month because there's always something that I can learn. And Dr. Haidt out of New York University, in his book of anxiety level today, the average teenager has an anxiety level about the same as a 1950s mental patient. Now get that. The average teenager would be institutionalized today. And it's the cell phone. It all begins with the iPhone. And this is what's happening to your people as well. Now, is work becoming more stressful? Oh, yeah, yeah. Now, actually, I'll tell you, it was really interesting. How would you like to be an employee of the federal government today? You're on furlough. You're not working. We always thought those jobs were perfectly secure. Okay, is there anything that guarantees a secure job these days? Anything? Oh, no. No. How about deadlines? Deadlines? Oh my gosh, deadlines, competition. Oh, how many people here, your business is tied to overseas imports or exports? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of stuff on that one. Okay, the world is becoming more stressful. And understand, we weren't built for this. We weren't built for this. We were built like Fred Flintstone. We were built to get up when the sun came up, worried about getting eaten or not. That was a big one. And getting enough to eat. And then we went to bed when it got dark. That was it. Today, that is not like it at all. And we are getting information overload and we are getting pressure from all kinds of folks. Now, who's ever heard that, oh yeah, I'm just feeling burned out. I think I'm getting burned out. Have you ever heard that one? Yeah. Oh, and understand, for those of you who are new, I keep looking over here because I'm running two screens here. Yep, getting a lot of thumbs up here. Absolutely. Now, what are the symptoms of burnout? Exhaustion. I'm just feeling down. Low self-esteem. I feel hopeless. I alienate from my activities. My performance is dropping. And of course, suicidal tendencies, which I will tell you right now. We're hitting record highs in so many areas of suicide. It is out of control. And the suicide rates have gotten so bad that the CDC actually looked into it. And we always think, well, such and such committed suicide. They must have had a mental impairment. There must have been some brain issue. Really? CDC says no. Sometimes yes, but not always. No. Let me ask you, is anybody familiar with Dr. Death? Dr. Jack Kevorkian. Yep, getting lots of good hands there. Okay. Can anybody tell me why? Why would someone go to Dr. Jack Kevorkian and ask to be helped assisted suicide? Ask him to help them die. Think about it. This is what the CDC is telling you. They had no hope. Because they're hopeless. Thank you. There we go. Yes, right in the chat. Because they're hopeless. They had no mental disorder. Their body was condemned. There was no hope for them. And he would screen all of his patients for this type of procedure to make sure there was no mental disorder. And some folks, he said, well, you're just depressed. You're just depressed. But if you have one of these horrible conditions, you have no hope. Now, boy, oh boy, tap into that and research it for yourself on the CDC website. When you have no hope, you die. And if you remember back to old mythology, right? All right, Pandora's box. When Pandora opened her box in mythology, all the evils in the world spread out. Does anybody know what the one thing that was left in Pandora's box? There was only one thing left in her box. Hope. Hope. If you have hope, you can get through just about anything. And I will tell you, if you've ever read Man's Search for Meaning, fantastic book, Man's Search for Meaning, okay? And here is the author living through years of concentration camp, all right? He was in the concentration camps for years, okay? How do you get through that? How do you live through all of this? And he said this was common for him and the others there who lived. They believed they were there for a reason. Very spiritual. They believed this stuff was happening to them for a reason. That gives you hope. Yes, you can live through concentration camps if you believe you have hope. Now, not everybody, of course, but that was the idea. So I want you to keep that in mind. Now, compare that to what our workplaces are like today. And I've only got like 15 slides on this, so I'll just give you a couple. 75% of all employees at work have either been bullied or they're witnessing bullying. 75%. That is a disgrace, which to me, it is just amazing to me. If someone lit up a cigarette in your office right now, if somebody lit up a cigarette in your office, what would we do? What would we do? We'd say, oh, make sure you don't get any ashes on the carpet. Is that what you do? Man, you would be on it, right? You would be on it. Oh, because cigarette smoking will kill you. Oh, yes. Well, cigarette smoking isn't actually good for you. But I got news for you. Being bullied is 40% worse. And I'll show that to you here in the program. It's 40% worse. And what do we do with bullies? We let them walk around like Pepe Le Pew, spreading their stink everywhere they go, and they blow their virtual cigarette smoke right in your face. And we don't do anything about it. Do you see why we don't control our workplaces? And it's just amazing to me because I'll hear, well, yeah, but cigarette smoking will kill you. What do you think distress will do to you? It will destroy every corner of your body. And workplace bullying still remains wildly out of control. It's an epidemic in the United States today. And what do? Very little. Oh, we're so afraid of upsetting somebody. Or we're so afraid of a civil rights case. Really? Would you rather die? Would you rather get Alzheimer's? Well, yeah, I'd rather die and get Alzheimer's than upset somebody. Oh, then you really need to go work for the federal government, okay? Because, aside from furloughs, your job's going to be pretty safe. All right, now, we got all these stressors from all these places. So the American Psychological Association started a study back in 2007. Okay, where's the bulk of this coming from? You got stressors from a lot of different things, but where's most of it coming from? Every year. From 2007 up to the present, every year, it's either work or finances. And the two are kind of related, aren't they? You go to work because of your finances. Does anybody here just go to work for the exhilaration? For the fun? Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, sure I do. Oh yeah, I love, cuddling with a cactus. It's just fantastic. So, you tell me, why do most people hate? And I'm using the word hate here. I'm not using it lightly. Hate. It is also interchangeable with miserable. Okay? Why do they hate their jobs? Is it the work or the people? People, boy, I'm getting this one really close. Yeah, you're really fast here. Jama, yeah, Jama. Oh, Mike, there you go. Absolutely. It's the bullies. And I always hear this, it's amazing to me. Yeah, but most people are really nice. Yeah. My son used to work at Kroger. Yeah, relationship with a supervisor is a big deal. You shouldn't pick the first person with the most seniority to actually supervise the biggest part of your budget and the people who actually do the work. A supervisor, here's a novel thought, they should actually know what they're doing. They should know how to address and resolve conflict. All right? But oh no. We put anybody with a pulse in there. And my son used to work at Kroger. And now, average Kroger could easily get 1,000, maybe more people a day. And he would complain that, oh yeah, these people are terrible and just awful. And he'd tell me a couple stories of a couple people who've come in. And I'd say, okay, were those the only people who were really rude and nasty? He said, well, yeah, but it was just terrible. I know. How many people does it take to screw up your day or your life? One. There you go, Lisa. One. Bronwyn, yeah, absolutely. One. It takes one. Let me put it this way. How many times does someone have to punch you in the face for you to get upset? Oh, Mike, I'm investigating a bullying situation right now that I am finding out has been going on for months. Department director has been aware of it and has only been coaching. Well, okay. Treat this like cigarette smoking. Okay. If I lit up a cigarette in your workplace, and I know the rule, I'm going to do it anyway. Is there a penalty involved? Will I suffer some retribution because I'm smoking a cigarette right there in the front lobby? Heck yeah. Okay. Why is it not the same way with bullying? And understand the bully's blowing 40% more toxins in your face. I mean, almost 50% more, almost. It's not safe for most people to go to work. It's not safe. It's not safe. Now, let's look at brain and body. Okay. The bullying is affecting more than one person. Absolutely. Thank you. Absolutely. Because when I witness someone being bullied, isn't that going to make my gut turn? That is releasing the massive adrenaline and cortisol that's going to kill you. And I'm not speaking figuratively. I mean literally kill you. Okay, now let's get off to the races here with a very basic premise that a lot of people don't get. Do you have a right to your opinion? Yes, 100%. I love this. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to come to your workplace and we're going to buy lunch. We get, whatever you want. We're going to bring it in, dessert and everything. And we're going to have a good, honest, intellectual conversation about what kind of job we think President Trump is doing. What do you think? The First Amendment. Yes, thank you, Jama. Jama, you should be able to do that. Okay, is somebody going to get a fork in the head? Yes. And honest to God, look, you got a right to your opinion. In your workplaces, I'll bet you. I'll bet you don't. All right, but let me tell you, here's what I tell your employees, and here's what you need to tell them. You have a right to your beliefs. Absolutely. You got a right to your beliefs on Kamala Harris. You got a right to your beliefs on Donald Trump. You got a right to your beliefs. And back to Jama, this is still America. Now, don't hold me to that. A little later, we're going to see what happens, but we still have a right to your opinion. You do not have a right to your behavior. No. Well, she made me mad. Then grow up. You are what we call an emotional child. And you're never going to be happy. And you're going to die young continuing to do this. No, you are not allowed to do that. No, you are not allowed to smack people figuratively or literally because they disagreed with you. You have a right to your opinion and they got a right to theirs. Because when you get that tight nut in your gut, those are your adrenal glands sitting on top of your kidneys. You are releasing massive amounts of adrenaline and cortisol. And I want you to think of that like gasoline. Now think about this. Goes to your fingertips, goes to your eyeballs, goes to your toenails. Every part of your body is affected by that rush of gasoline. That adrenaline and cortisol, a little bit is good for you, but you don't drink from a fire hydrant. That is your number one health threat. I don't pull any punches in these things. That will kill you faster than anything else. Anything else. And here's the kicker. You lose your cell phone, that's upsetting. I mean, my God, most people would rather lose a kidney than lose their cell phone. Okay, this is kind of sad, but that's true. Um, your car won't start. Someone pulls out in front of you in traffic. Okay. You know that your car, if it won't start, isn't going to kill you. You know losing your cell phone isn't going to kill you. Well, I got news for you. Another human who's yelling at another human and you're just watching it, oh no. That interpersonal distress is going to release 3 times the cortisol and adrenaline that you would lose if you had a flat tire, or that you would release. It will kill you. Yes, stress is not stress, is not stress, is not stress. Interpersonal distress is much worse than impersonal distress. It's not all the same. Why? Because the human animal is 7 times more homicidal than any other animal on the planet. That's right. I will tell you. 7 times. You are 7 times more likely to be killed by a fellow human than any other animal on the planet. Absolutely. The human's a killer. Fred Flintstone was a killer. Now, what's this mean? Chronic ongoing distress is your #1 health threat. And this is from Dr. Ronald Siegel. He was heading up Harvard Medical School. And how many people have heard of Harvard? Harvard, pretty good school? Yes, it's up there. It's up there. They say, oh, nothing else is even close. 80% of everything that goes wrong with you is actually distress related. Right. Chronic back and neck pain, gastrointestinal disorders, headaches, insomnia, sexual dysfunction. Well, how can it cause all this stuff? Because that raging gasoline goes to every part of your body, and it is going to kill you. There is no doubt about it. 80% of your medical problems come from distress. So think about it. We treat smokers like lepers, don't we? I mean, just, oh my gosh, you got to go stand out in the rain. You're just so terrible. Okay, look at the statistics. If you smoke, you have increased your chance of premature death by 60%. Yes, the chances you will die earlier than necessary is because you are smoking cigarettes. 60%. Okay? If you have chronic ongoing distress, you have doubled your chance of premature death. What's that mean? It means 100% you're going to die faster than what you should have. 100% compared to 60%. That means chronic ongoing distress is 40% worse than smoking. Okay? Has anybody here ever quit smoking for your health? Have you ever quit smoking? I'm saying cigarettes. You don't want to get into your weed right now, so we're not going to mess with that. Yeah. Quit for my health. Continuing to work in a toxic work environment, honestly, it would be healthier to go smoke a cigarette and relax. No, that's bad advice either way you go, right? Okay, what else does it do to you? All right, heart disease. It makes your heart and your blood vessels clog because adrenaline speeds up your heart, which expands your heart and your blood vessels, and they get cracks very fast. And that fills up with plaque throughout your entire body. And there's no fixing that. Once you have damaged your heart or damaged your blood vessels, you're going to have to find a way to live with it. That's what bullies are doing to you. It makes you sick. Well, how does it make you sick? Because your body has these T cells that go out and about and all around. There's those little Sherman tanks that go out there and find any kind of pathogen, germs, viruses, and they kill it. Well, when you're under so much distress, you're releasing all this cortisol and adrenaline, you're using up all of your T cells to kill the adrenaline and cortisol. You don't have anything left to fight COVID. Oh, and by the way, another immune system function you got is Inflammation, swelling. I mean, everybody knows that if you twist your ankle really bad and sprain your ankle, it's going to swell up, right? Well, that's inflammation. That's your body trying to keep the pathogens out of that injured area. Have you ever heard of someone under a lot of stress that they lose their hair or get rashes? Yeah. You know why? Because their entire body is inflaming. It's swelling. It's like they twisted their whole body. So their skin, your largest organ, is inflaming. And it's cutting off the blood flow to your hair. So guess what? You lose your hair. You get rashes. Oh, because it's also making the rest of your body inflame inside, guess what? You can get rheumatoid arthritis, regular arthritis. You can get diabetes. Yes, these conditions can give you life-ending conditions. Oh, and it ages you beyond your years, because when you're releasing all this cortisol and adrenaline, your body has to reproduce its cells so many times that you're using up their life. Your chronological age is never your biological age. Have you ever seen somebody in their 40s that looks like they're in their 60s? You ever see somebody in their 60s that look like they're in their 40s? Yeah. How much distress do you have, and are you handling it? And memory loss. Why? Because the cortisol and adrenaline, all that cortisol and adrenaline, 20% goes to your brain. It burns out your short-term memory. It destroys your hippocampus, which sits right above your ears, and you lose your short-term memory. Let me clue you in here. I always love this when people says, oh yeah, I'm just getting older, losing my memory. Well, how old are you? Oh, I'm 55, I'm 56, 57. Really? Because the neurons in your brain have a life expectancy of 120 years. You shouldn't start to lose your short-term memory till you're over 100. You're not even halfway there. You have treated your brain like a soccer ball, and now you're getting what you asked for. Are the bullies worth it at this point? Are the bullies worth all this stuff? Hey, give me the smokers any day. I'll go sit with the smokers any day. I will not sit with the bullies. And mental impairments. You know this was coming. Okay, so here we go. Whether you're male or female, white, black, Jewish, Catholic, Hindu, whatever, 20% is going to go to your brain. Now really get this, folks. Your brain only makes up 2% of your body weight. It's going to get 20% of all this adrenaline and cortisol. Your brain is the first organ to go. Mental impairments be the first thing you get. So here's one little dendrite in your brain and the axons. We call this a neuron. See those little buttery fingers? Your brain feels like soft room temperature butter. That's how you catch your thoughts. So what's going to happen if you pour gasoline on soft room temperature butter? Those little dendrites, those little fingers, they're going to burn and they will die. Guess what? You're burning out your short-term memory. You don't want that. Now, reading a brain scan, and a lot of you have seen these before, but certainly have to include it here. You're looking at two car engines. These are nuclear spec scans. These are not MRIs. MRIs look at structure in your brain, like tears and bruising and clots and bleeding and stuff. That's not an MRI. This is a spec scan, nuclear. They inject you with a radioactive isotope called Ceratec, and it goes to your brain. Makes your brain glow. We can literally watch you think to see what's burning too hot and maybe not hot enough. Okay, so this neuroscience is easy. I teach this to people who can't even read, and it's very simple. Okay, now everything in blue is your baseline temperature. Nice, cool blue. Everything in red is burning 15% hotter. Now, 15% is a lot, isn't it? I mean, what would happen if your body temperature went up by just 10%? What would happen to you? you would die. Okay, nobody can live at a body temperature of 108, 109 degrees. Okay, so having said that, you got these two car engines in your car. You got your pick. Which car engine would you want to put in your car? The one on the left or the one on the right? What are you pulling for? Because we'll put either one in your car. Which one do you want? Left or right? Okay. Yeah. Now understand, all those hot spots, all those red hot spots mean it's going to overheat. Yes, there you go, Teresa. The left, because the right one is going to overheat. See all those red hot spots? Your car engine is going to blow. That is my brain, the one on the right, in 2008. And I started my journey in early 2000s to learn about the human brain because my oldest son has autism. And I had to learn how to improve the brain. And this was in the early days when all the advice we got was wrong. Okay, said, oh, the brain will not rewire itself, that and it's just the way you are. That is not true. If you develop heart disease from distress, you're just plain out of luck. You develop what I had here, that is a very typical pattern of post-traumatic stress disorder, that can be cured. Your brain and your liver are the only two organs that will repair themselves. That's it. You damage the others, you're done. Cash it in. You damage your brain and your liver, if you take care of it, it can repair itself. Now understand, all those hot spots, it explains my OCD. It explains my panic attacks. It explains my depression. It explains my anger. And I always love this when someone goes up to someone with maybe bipolar or PTSD and says, well, just calm down. Okay, if someone had a broken ankle, would we tell them to just take some Vicodin and brush it off? This is like walking with a broken ankle. And how do I know that? Because I lived it. I always love this. Well, you don't understand. No, believe me. I wrote a whole freaking book about it. Okay. I know. I lived it. That in 2020 is my brain today. Does anybody see a difference? Yeah. What are the chances of the one on the right overheating now? Greatly reduced. Greatly. It doesn't do you much good to study mindfulness, to meditate, to do all these things to relax, and then you go back into work every day and you are just destroying your brain. Now, one of the cool things, people get this. They understand this. And this is news to a lot of people, but I got news for you. This is old news in neuroscience. I can make this presentation to all kinds of people and they're just enthralled. If I made this presentation to a group of 9 neuroscientists, they would say, well, this is old stuff. This is old stuff. You're like talking about the wheel. But you see the difference between the two. So I know I got a healthy brain. Is everybody with me? Body, brain, got to take care of it. Now let's talk about your blood. Your blood. Okay. This cortisol and adrenaline will go all throughout your body. All throughout your body. It will affect everything. And let me just start off from the very beginning. Everyone, particularly someone over the age of 40 or anyone who is undergoing great distress, you absolutely positively need to get your full fasting blood work done once a year. Every year. Because you got to keep track. Look at all the different types of hormones in your body. Any one of those could go wonky on you. And I'll tell you, I'm coaching a woman right now, very interesting, had her, she's in trouble at work, obviously, for her behavior, and sent her to go get her full fasting blood work. Oh my God, her thyroid's all screwed up. No wonder she's a horrible person. No wonder no one can get along with her, okay? And I always love this because I'll have some, oh, is that really going to affect your behavior? Okay, let me just ask, is menopause real? Or is that's just nothing but a ruse for women to get away from being mean? Oh, I'm loving this. Yes, exclamation. Very real. Yes, absolutely. Well, what do you think those hormones do? And I will tell you, here is one that is unfair and it's sexist because, oh, yeah, we understand when someone's going through menopause. We don't understand it when it happens to men. Oh, come on, it says. Okay, so look at all these different hormones. Okay, now, most of you who know me know the great distress that I have been under for the last 2 years because I'm white. Menopause. Oh, surely that is so good. I'm gonna have to use that. MEAN, opause. I have to remember that. That is true. Yeah. Um, I objected that all white men are not guilty. We're not all guilty. We're not all racists. And I've tried for 20 years to get Sherm to listen, Ohio Sherm, and on and on. And when I finally became a whistleblower, and when I finally put Ohio Sherm and my chapter Hirako on a podcast and revealed the illegal training that they were doing and the racist training that they were doing, I got canceled by both of them. Both of them. And I will tell you, I have presented to every single HR chapter in the state of Ohio. I'm now banned by all of them. Every single one. It's like, well, who's doing it? All of them. Every single one. You will never see me at state conference again. The conference I've spoken at 20 times. And you'll never see me there again. Even if they invited me, I'm not going back because honestly, I don't present to racists or people who enable racism. And so it's amazing. People who I thought were my friends will not even talk to me anymore. All right. I had one woman, it was amazing to me at the HR Star Conference. She won't return my calls, won't talk to me. And she sees me at the HR Star Conference, comes up and gives me the biggest hug. And I'm like, what the fudge? What are you, you hypocrite? Okay. Is that going to affect your body? All that distress? Yes. Now remember, my brain's healthy. All right. My thyroid stimulating hormone dropped like a rock. What's that? It's a hormone produced by the pituitary gland in your brain. Now remember, didn't I just tell you that 20% of all that cortisol and adrenaline is going to go to your brain? Well, I don't know about you, but that's where I keep my pituitary gland. It's in my brain. Guess what? Permanently damaged. Permanently damaged. So my THS level dropped down to 0.29. It's supposed to be like 0.48. It dropped in half. It's half what is the minimum. And my wife noticed, she goes, you're getting really grouchy. I said, I didn't know. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's happening. So I got my blood checked. And my doctor said, well, let's keep an eye on it. And I said, okay. So I went back April 14th. It's not getting better. It even is dropping. All of this is from distress. All of it. So he put me on a little pill. Okay. Look, 1 month later, 0.867, 300% improvement right there. Okay. Now, do you see whenever I coach somebody, I absolutely insist that they get their full fasting blood work? And I got news for you. How many people here are over or 40 years old or older? And I'm very open. I am 64 years old. Next month, I'm turning 65. How many people here, you don't move the way you did when you were 25? Yeah, Brahman's getting me. Yeah, getting lots of good. Yeah. What makes you think all of those dozens of hormones throughout your body are also operating at a deficit? You got to stay up on it. And I'll tell you, I take a little pill every morning and that fixed it. Okay, that's your blood. And of course, your blood is affected by what you eat but it's affected by the people you hang around with. Is everybody with me? Anybody real confused? This is simple stuff, isn't it? But I'll tell you, keep it simple and right to the point. Bottling. This is where we've dropped the ball. Now, what's bottling? If you don't get your emotions out, if you don't have someone to talk to, if you don't verbalize them and get them out of your body, that is like a hot kettle on the stove, and it's going to blow, isn't it? Your body and brain can be healthy. Your blood could be healthy. Mine is now. But if you're still bottling, guess what? You're going right back into something bad. Something bad is going to happen. And here's what I've discovered. Everyone you know is carrying baggage. It's like Marley from A Christmas Carol, right? Scrooge's friend. Everybody carries these chains. And does this guy look like he's having a good time? Everyone you know is carrying this stuff. Everyone. And I'll tell you, the progress that we're making with our soldiers from the war is amazing. Soldiers understand brain and body. They understand body. They understand that. They understand their blood. What won't soldiers typically do? Tough soldiers. What won't they do? They will not talk about what's bothering them. They will not discuss it. That's the kiss of death. That's the kiss of death. Well, when 14 times more soldiers are killing themselves at home than got killed in the war, it's time to start talking about it. You got to stop bottling. And the progress that they're making with our soldiers is night and day. Yes, they were missing the third pillar. They're missing the third pillar. And now the success rates are going up and up and up and up and up. Oh, is this just a male thing, or do female soldiers do the same thing? You know, I haven't seen any studies one way or the other. The vast majority of soldiers are male. So they're just studying soldiers right now. But if you look at the studies of women versus men, women are much, much, much more likely to go to the doctor. They are much, much, much more willing to go to a therapist. They're much more willing to talk about things. Not all of them, not all of them. And some things women won't talk about because that's just, you know, they're embarrassed about something or whatever. The bottom line is, whoever you are, you absolutely positively have to have somebody to talk to. Now, how many of you have EAPs, employee assistance programs? Got those? Those are a gift from God. Oh, I am not kidding. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to make sure that you're getting it out. Now, let me ask you, if I was live with a bunch of people, I would go around to everybody and say, what's your goal in life? What do you really want? What do you want? And as we work around this and see what people want, well, I want security, I want this, I want health. The bottom line is, you want to be happy. You want to be happy. And the human animal is not built for the 21st century. We're not. So guess what? You have got to do the hardest of all. You cannot be bottling things up. You want to be happy. And I will tell you right now, unless you are focusing on these three pillars, you are not going to be happy. And you're going to get sick. Then you're going to be less happy. You're going to alienate people in your lives. You're going to be less happy. It's good to have people to talk to, right? That's great. And I'll tell you right now, it is perfect to go see a therapist. Actually, I will tell you right now, I believe everybody needs a therapist, because there's probably things you don't want to share with your spouse. There's things you don't want to share. And oh yeah, Eeyore in therapy, oh my God, you buy another condo, right? Absolutely. This guy is the poster child for depression. Okay. Actually, does everybody realize that pretty much everyone in Winnie the Pooh has a severe mental disorder? Yeah, that's a whole program for another thing. But oh yeah, each one is okay. There's OCD. there's hyperactivity. Okay, body, brain, blood, and bottling. All three. Got to have all three. Now, so what are some of our rules? Well, rule number one, you get as many jackasses out of your life as humanly possible. And I even got a graphic for that. And that means, you know, there are people in your life that you really don't have to go see. And oftentimes you're related to them. How many people, you know, folks in your life that every time you see them, they make you feel bad about yourself? Anybody got people in your lives like that? Every time they show up, it's like, oh God. Oh yeah, we're getting lots of thumbs up. Then don't see them. Don't see them. Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, Dawn, that's great. No, not anymore. Get them out of your life. That is like someone blowing cigarette smoke right in your face. And it's worse. Remove those people from your life or try to encourage them to get help. Oh yeah, that's a great discussion. Because there's something really wrong with them. Wrong with them. Okay, so you got to go get your physical, positive thoughts, friends, and pets. You surround yourself with these people. We could do a whole seminar on this. You got to get some hobbies, not just work, something you enjoy. I like photography. I am a big meditation fan. Big meditation fan. You got to have a good diet and lifestyle. You got to have a good regimen of vitamin and mineral supplements, and don't buy Centrum. Centrum is good for buying and flushing down the toilet. That's it. Okay. There are a bazillion different minerals, bazillion different vitamins. You get the mineral and vitamin packets because everything absorbs at a different rate. Water, you got to drink half your weight in ounces every day. I've got like 5 or 6 of these, okay? And I'll tell you, each one is about as big as my head. They hold 32 ounces. Oh, yeah. A lot of water. Get enough sleep. Sleep is actually more important than exercise. But you got to have aerobic exercise, strength training, get monthly massages. When you do that, you release all of these positive eustress chemicals in your body. Oxytocin, the happiness drug. Dopamine is motivation. Serotonin directly cures depression. Endorphins kills pain. And telomerase, I always think of Betty White. Telomerase goes out and surrounds your strands of DNA in your cells that are reproducing so fast when you are under great distress and helps them grow back. Yes, you're getting younger. So where do you want to be going? You got to build trust. You got to build trust. Go and coach the bullies, coach them again, written warning, and then you fire them. And I have done all of that in the span of 1 week. Oh, I'm not going to do this. Well, you can't make me do this. I know. You'll just do it unemployed. Okay? Is it safe to come to work? And think of you. Is it safe for you to come to work? It should be. Develop a safe culture program. These are your values. This is what it means to come to work with you. Will I go home alive? Well, I hope so. Are we going to be safe from germs? COVID's still out there, you know. Is it safe to be different? Ooh, now we're getting into some area here. Is it safe to be black, female, gay, and so on? Oh, this is even worse. Is it safe to disagree with other people? Remember, you've got a right to your beliefs, but not your behaviors. Is it safe to disagree with my boss? If not, you got to get a new boss. And if the company won't get a new boss, you got to go work someplace else or start smoking. Now, does everybody agree racism and bigotry are wrong no matter who's doing it? Okay, that might get you canceled like me. Yep. No one, I don't care who you are, should be attacked, bullied, discriminated against, or stereotyped. What do you think? Is that good for your culture? Agree. I lay these down in class because I don't want to see you violate them later. Everyone, everybody, race, religion, beliefs, politics should be able to go to work every day in an environment that's safe. It's not okay to smack the Trump supporters. That's not right. That is not right. Oh, here's a good one. It's not right to cheer when someone gets assassinated. That I don't care who they are, I don't care what they're saying. We don't believe in killing people. You have a right to your behaviors, but you do, or your beliefs, but you do not have a right to your behaviors. And that is deplorable. No. And finally, one that got me in a lot of trouble. Do you agree we're all human beings? I was told from DEI experts here in Ohio, no, no, we are not going to treat each other like human beings because that hurts minorities. We need to treat these people over here who have been disenfranchised better. Well, do you think that's going to really tick off someone? Oh, no, we're all human beings. And I got news for you. That's what the law is saying these days. Big time. All of this stuff I'm saying should fit in with your harassment training. These are the topics that have to be in your harassment training, or you are not in compliance with the 2016 EEOC regulations or guidelines. Tolerance, that's beliefs versus behaviors. You got to define bullying, conflict resolution, social media, bystander intervention. Now, look at this, 2016, that's been in place for almost a decade. If that's not in your training, you're not in compliance. So, tie your entire safe culture program to your harassment and bullying, comes right from the EEOC. Violence prevention, whether you knew it or not, we were talking about a lot of the causes of violence in our workplaces. And of course, we're talking about health and wellness. And I get this from a lot of folks. It's like, well, yeah, we can't do our diversity training anymore because it's illegal. And I'm like, well, you clearly don't know what the regulations say and what the EEOC is saying. And you clearly don't understand the executive orders. You've got to have legal training that is in compliance with federal law. Well, there you go, EEOC and OSHA. They will provide you everything that you need to create a safe workplace for everybody. All right, makes sense? All right, so if you want to talk about any of these programs or having something brought to your organization, let me know and we will most likely get it done for free. All right. Any final questions, comments, deep religious concerns over anything we talked about? There we got her? Okay, now once again, this video will be posted next week on my website. And if you know somebody who would like to go see it, hey, it's all there for the kids. It's there for everybody. It's there for the CEO. It's there for everybody who wants to get better. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody coming and all your comments and thank yous, all the thank yous. Thank you so much. And we will see you next month on the second Friday, and thinking about doing something along the lines of emotional intelligence. Ties right into this, and I've been getting a lot of questions about that, so I think that would make a very, very good topic. But if you have suggestions for topics for our Lunch and Learns, anything that affects people is fair game. Is fair game. And don't forget, in October 24th, we're going to do our next session in our supervisor series, which is drafting written warnings to prevent lawsuits. Not to win them, but coaching and drafting written warnings to prevent lawsuits. All right, so that's going to be on October 24th, and that is posted under our webinar and seminar section on the website. Okay, hey, everybody, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next time. Take care.